Hi, Francesca. Hi, Francois. So we've been talking about European Green Deal, the fact that the European Union wants everything safer, cleaner, greener, more circular. So I've been talking with Jan a few seconds ago about the digital product passport and the 6th Innovation Cafe. So maybe we can already tell our audience what it's all about. No? Yes? Are we ready for that? I guess we are. So yes, tell us a little bit more about the digital product passport.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for giving us the opportunity to share what is at stake in Europe with the EU Green and Digital Product Passport. As you know, the EU has set a very ambitious goal. In Europe, we need to become the first decarbonized area in the world by 2050. And this is a huge goal and a very ambitious one. And there are a lot of opportunities behind circularity. So this is a great place to be, Europe now, for the 2050 goal. But what in it for us, for the GS1 community? We are not a standardization body delivering standards for CO2 emissions or for the quality of water. We focus our standards on product data identification, data capturing, and data sharing. And so our goal, what is there at stake for us in the circularity plan? Well, the point is that one of the pillars of the circularity plan that the European Union is writing while we speak, because this piece of legislation will be out by the spring next year. So they are really writing the rules while we speak. So what is at stake there is about the fact that if you do not identify products uniquely and correctly, then how can you make the data circulate correctly and also the same product? So the problem is that how to reconcile the digital twin with the physical products and how to ensure unique identification across all the environments, the digital environments that product data will need to be, and where is it already today. So the intention of the European institutions is to restart the global supply chains, of course, from the raw materials. So in the EU Green and Digital Product Passport, there should be data requirements that will be fixed by regulation on raw materials, where they are situated, where they come from, but also regarding due diligence data requirements on the global supply chain and because every global supply chain starts with raw materials. Then, of course, it's also very important for them to collect all the master data, so that what we in GS1 call the master data, of course. And so this will be included in a concept which is an horizontal concept of the digital product passport, which will be horizontal. So imagine the same sectors that are touched by the circular economy, which are electric and electronics, textile, packaging, and later on also food and beverages and constructions, will be receiving this product passport, and companies will need to really fulfill those requirements that are fixed by legislation. So I guess this is where really the GS1 standards can help. This is where our engagement and investments in the GDSN and also in Verified by GS1 can really support this effort. Then it's not just raw materials data and master data, it's also track and trace data. So it's important, of course, for the consumers today also to be able to understand if the product is greener, what does it mean? Where not just the raw materials come from, or what's the journey that the product has been doing, and from where am I acquiring this product, and also not just for the green elements, but also for the digital ones. So this will be a journey that will accompany, a data journey that will accompany the real product journey all along supply chains. So just one last comment is the fact that this will impact companies at global level, because of course supply chains are global, and if the EU is putting requirements at European level, this will of course require companies to look at the entire global supply chain and share this data in the way that has been that will be mentioned by the EU in the spring. So this is what is at stake, but GS1 is there to support. It's really about our identification rules, the data capturing, and the data sharing.
Mm-hmm. So, Jacques, yeah, a lot of information talking about the green and digital passport. Francesca already mentioned it, a lot of impact on enterprises, on businesses. So what impact do you see, especially on GS1, and then, of course, on the community?
Hello everyone. Impact is very huge for GS1 and for the system, because as Francesca said, we are talking about all sectors. We are talking about all steps of the product life cycle. We are talking about all stakeholders. So it's about in a system where at the very beginning we were identifying product manufactured, then sold in the retail, let's say, and that we have extended to other sectors with pretty much the same kind of schema, I would say. Now it's really the whole supply chain. So it will start from raw materials, from extraction of raw materials, to manufacturing, to retail, to consumption. And the new concept also coming is after consumption. Mm-hmm. So recycling, refurbishing, and so on. So all this challenge, all this cycle is a huge impact, because it means that the GS1 system has to be extended to a larger ecosystem, and extending in the way it's in all the rules. We have to, let's say, work with the stakeholders to make sure that we have all the rules. Today, I'm not sure that we have fully the rules to identify a refurbished product, for instance. Do we have the data model to identify raw materials? How do we identify raw materials? Should be, let's say, identifiers from the extractor, or the same identifier? At the end of the day, a raw material is a raw material. So this is the same for everyone. There is no difference at the basis. So there are many questions like this that are the center of the GS1 system that will impact us and then our ecosystem. So identification, data sharing, data models, all this stuff that we are already doing is just extended. And I would say exponentially extended, because this is huge, as my friend Jan Sommers often say, this is huge. So that's something that we have to be prepared of.
Yes, so, but honestly, Francois, we are here, we are organizing and having this forum to help the community and all those people who are watching. So very briefly, how can the members prepare for the future?
First, I would say that they have to do the same as they did so far, and don't believe that the GS1 system is something that is stuck in a position. It's a living body. It's something that has to be updated, okay? We have two big values in our system. It's inclusion and collaboration. Inclusion means that we have the stakeholders that are there must include the new ones, because that will be the same rules for everyone. And then collaborate with these guys to update or standard. We have done this in the healthcare system. We've seen this with Ulrike. I mean, that was, let's say, rules for the retail. And we have been able, with these new stakeholders, to adapt this to the healthcare sector. We have to do the same, more or less the same as we did, but the content is pretty large. And don't believe that what we have today is enough. And we have to work with the whole community to define these rules and apply these rules in a more and more ecosystemic way, I would say.
Okay, well, thank you. You made it very clear. I'm convinced that the GS1 approach with the professional dedication of the members will really be the winning couple, the winning goals for the future. So thank you very much, dear Francesca and Francois, for sharing this interesting, challenging and new topic, ladies and gentlemen. I think that so far we really had a lot of information in our mental goodie bag. We saw a lot of opportunities, a lot of challenges, and we are almost at the end of this great, interesting and inspiring forum. So I would like to go once more back to our sofas with Jan and Wouter for a wrap-up, but especially to share some key takeaways.